What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of the Israel Wake Up Call. I'm your brother, Mike Maliss. And family, I'm coming to you with this here because so many of you have reached out to me in regards to this despicable, disgusting Lil Nas X video. So I'm going to be very honest, all right? For the sake of being honest, I just have to be honest. I did not watch that video all the way through. So many of you reached out to me and said, come on, Mike, you gotta watch this. Come on, you gotta speak on this. So I started watching the video and got to the point where he laid down with the dude and they started kissing, and that was it for me. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm not watching that. I'm not putting that into my eyes. I'm not putting that in my spirit. No, I don't want to see that. All right, so I left it there. I'm not going to be talking about that video here tonight. There's something else that should be at the forefront of discussion within our communities. And before we start, I want you to please go to Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. All right, so please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha, and I want you to go to Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. I have to read this before we begin anything. Okay, Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. Listen close, please. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. Now, I wanted to bring that out to make sure that everyone understands that as a people, we are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? The knowledge that the Most High gave us right here in these biblical scriptures for us, for the Israelites, nobody else but for us. And that is going to cover so much when we are going over what we go over here today. All right. So first things first. If you're not familiar with Lil Nas X and what he put out a product that has been sponsored by Nike called Bloody Shoes. I want you to take a look at this here real quick. So what this is, there are shoes created by Nike that supposedly have human blood in them. I have not seen them in person. I cannot verify if it's human blood or not. I don't know. All I know is that these shoes right here represent Satan. So first of all, if you could take a look at this here, we're going to look at a couple of things. The first things first, you see Luke chapter 10 and verse 18 on these shoes, right? So let's bring it back for a second. So you see that. Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. So why is that so significant? So let's go ahead and get that chapter. Let's get it. Let's see what it actually says. Why in the world would Lil Nas X put Luke 18 on there? So the easiest thing to do is just go to the scripture and look to see. And as soon as we read it, you'll start to see where this is coming from. So I want you to go to Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. Let's see what it says. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. I'm going to read it again. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. There it is. So this is a representation of Satan on his shoes. Okay. And we're going to get into this here deeper as we get into later in the episode, but that's what it is. So now let's go ahead and go back. So now, as you also see with this here, if you look at the tongue of the shoe, what do you see? You see that damn satanic star, which is the star of the Baphomet. All right. Now, what do you see? You see one thing right here that everybody should notice right off the bat. 666. All right, let's bring it back. So there's the 666. So of course, we are going to go to Revelation chapter 13, and we're going to go down to verse 18. And let's see what it means. Let's just see what it means. Y'all already know that we're going to get deep into this here tonight. I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm getting ready to read. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, number of the beast. Now, as many of us already know from the past two lessons that we had this past Friday and also last Friday, who is that beast? That beast is Esau. I'm going to read it again. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. It is the number of a man. Man meaning here means mankind, a type of man, a race of people. This is talking about Esau. And his number is 603 score and six. 603 score and six. Now, as many of you already know, the Most High definitely marks things with numbers, as you already know that. So for those of you that are still having complications, sitting there thinking that this is not talking about Esau, I want you to go now to the book of Genesis. I want you to go to the book of Genesis, and I want you to go to chapter 36. Genesis chapter 36, and I want you to go to verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Okay, so now it comes down to the numbers portion. The numbers portion. What chapter are we in right now? Chapter 36. 3 sixes. 3 score and 6. Right there. 36. 3 score and 6. 3 sixes. So the Most High even tells you in the Bible on his chapters who Esau is. So there's no denying this here. And this chapter gives you the lineage of Esau going from the beginning all the way down to current day. All the way down to the dukes that's in England, in Europe. So this is talking about Esau. So let's go back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18. And I'm going to read it again from the top. Here is wisdom. Wisdom for those of us that actually have a brain. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. 666. So what is it getting into? So why does Lil Nas X have that on his shoe? Because it is telling you exactly who it is and the mark of these people. And the mark of these people is lightning. Because they are the children of Satan. You don't believe it? Now we got to go to Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. Let's get it. This is Christ talking, by the way. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. So right now, Christ is talking to the Israelites. But thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue, the house, the children, the lineage of Satan. There it is. So with that being said, let's go back and look at this shoe. So here you have, number 1, Luke chapter 10, verse 18, the representation of the lightning. Then you have, what else? The 666. Then you have the symbol of the Baphomet, which is the star. Now, take a look at this damn evil, disgusting man. What is he doing? He's holding up that all-seeing eye. He got the shoe covering one eye so that only one eye shows. For those of you that are not familiar, that is the eye of the sun god Ra, the all-watchful eye, the very same eye that you see on the back of your dollar bill, which is all a representation to Satan himself. That's what this is. Okay? This is not hard. This is not difficult. But are we to sit here and focus on Lil Nas X and this shoe? What does it mean? What does all of this mean? Okay? He is not the problem. He's not the problem. He is nothing more than a pawn in all of this. All of this is nothing more than a representation of Esau when it comes to these scriptures and what they plan to do when the Christ and the Most High and the angels come to attack. That's what this is all about. Okay, but for those of you with an understanding, those of you that have your your spiritual eyes and ears open. You would know that this is not the very first instance of this. This is just the manifestation of this. This is just a manifestation. This was actually implemented back on June 16th, 2018. Now, many of you may not know what that date is, but I'm going to show you. Look at this. June 16th, 2018 is the release date of the song Bodak Yellow, which is sung by Cardi B. Now, for those of you that don't know who Cardi B is, I'm not even going to go there. You know who she is. Y'all know who she is. She put out a song, and what was the emphasis? The emphasis in this song? Bloody shoes. Talking about them damn bloody shoes. So wait a second. So you mean to tell me that this is something that's not new? And you're going to find out what all of that means here by the end of this. Okay? Now, I want to start making a comparison between some of these things here. First of all, with, what's his name? Lil Nas X. All the things that I just showed you, right? Now, I'm going to show you how this correlates with Cardi B and this Bodak Yellow music video. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here real quick. Let's look at this. First of all, again, let me show you the lightning with Lil Nas X with Luke chapter 10, verse 18. So now let's go over to the music video here with Cardi B. What do you see on her chest? Lightning. Very, very easy, right? Very, very easy. So from there, let's go back to Lil Nas X. What do we see? This all-seeing eye. Now let's go back to the Cardi B music video. What do you see? Look right there. An all-seeing eye, the one eye. Showing you that these two are in conjunction with each other. So now, I want you to take a further look. Look at the chain on her arm. That is the chain of bondage. Bondage. A slave to what she's doing. A slave to Satan. Why? Because she signed that contract. She signed that contract in blood. So now, she is a slave to him. And, of course, is Lil Nas X. All right? So now, look further down. Do you see that skull? Meaning death. The death of her people. Death. And you'll see what this means here in just a second. So now, I want you to pay attention to one of the main things right here. Do you see the symbol of anarchy sitting upon her shoulder? You see that? Or in front of her shoulder, whatever you want to call it. So what we're going to do right now is get the definition of anarchy. The definition of anarchy. Let's see. Anarchy. A state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority. So come on, family. Come on, y'all are not stupid. What does that mean? What does that mean? Anarchy. To rebel against the Most High. As the Most High told us all throughout our scriptures, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to rebel against him. They are the representation of that. Turn away from the Most High, follow the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of Esau, which is completely blasphemous. Follow their laws, which is do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt. Do whatever you want. That's the whole thing of white Jesus. They give it to, what's the dude's name? The self-proclaimed world wickedest man. Aleister Crowley, him. Because that was his signature. Do what thou wilt. And that's what Jay-Z wears across his. That's his philosophy. That's what they do. Do whatever you want. But who is the person that tells you to do whatever you want? Those of you that go to church on Sunday, you worship him every Sunday. His name is white Jesus. Esau, do whatever you want to do. That's not what the Most High told us. That's not what the God of Israel said. He said we have to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Hands down. Hands down. But nope, we want to follow the world and do what they want us to do. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. All right, so now let's go ahead and go back. So that's the definition of anarchy. So now, what else do you see right here? Do you see this yin-yang symbol? The yin and the yang. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with that, that comes from Chinese culture. That comes from Moab. So let's go ahead and get the definition of that and what the yin and the yang is all about. Watch this. In ancient Chinese philosophy, remember that word, philosophy. In ancient Chinese philosophy, yin and yang is a concept of dualism, describing how seemingly opposite or contrary forces may actually be complementary, interconnected, or interdependent in the natural world, and how they may give rise to each other as they interrelate to one another. So I got to ask you a question here really quick. Wow. First of all, in the natural world versus the spiritual world, where the Most High tells you to remain in the spirit. So now you have this Chinese philosophy telling you to do what the Most High told you not to do. What do you mean dualism? You mean evil is good and good is evil? This dualism that happened to go together? No. What did the Most High tell us? What did he say? He said, abstain from evil. Don't go near it. There's no duality with this. But as you see, all of this representation she's wearing on her body. Do you think that was by coincidence? I think not. It wasn't by coincidence at all. So again, everything in this music video was nothing more than the implementation of what Lil Nas X is bringing out now. And you're going to find out as we go through what this is, these bloody shoes. Trust me, you're going to see what all of this is. And you're going to be like, wow, that was right there in my face and I didn't even know. Okay, let's continue. So now, I want you to pay attention to this right here in this video. Look at this. Do you see this C7 on the wall? Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the term C7, C7 is for assault. That is the representation of assault. That is the code for assault. Those of you who are trained, military trained, and have a thorough knowledge of arsenal, you know that I'm telling the truth. C7 is for assault. So who is that assault against? Who's it against? So let me back up here for a second. I want you to take a look one more time. Look at this. I want you to look at this yin and this yang right here, that duality, right? Okay. Pay attention to that duality. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out a scripture. I want you to go to Colossians in chapter 2 and verse 8. The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Watch this. Watch. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Right there in your face. What did the Most High tell you? He said, don't pay attention to the philosophy of these other nations. The traditions of men. He said, do what I told you to do. Do what I'm telling you to do, which is current day right now. We have laws, statutes, and commandments that us as Israelites must follow because the Father said we have to. But of course, here is this assault coming from the other nations. And why do I call it an assault? Because they're making our people sin against the God of Israel. That is an assault, and it is right there in that damn music video with all of the symbolism. All of it. Right there in our face. Right there. But of course, you know, our people, you know. Oh, no. That ain't, it doesn't mean any of that. This nigga tripping. This nigga, Lord, this nigga losing his mind, yo. He's a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Now, I want you to go to Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. I want y'all to pay very close attention. Very, very. Look at what the Most High say about us. For my people is foolish. My people, again, possessive, the Most High talking about us Israelites. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish. Now, I want to stop there for a second, and we are going to get the definition of sottish. we are going to get the definition of satish. Watch this, because remember, everything has to come out. Everything must come out. Satish, definition: stupid, foolish, senseless. And again, it goes right here to Jeremiah 4:22 and gives the example. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to continue reading it. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish, stupid, senseless children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. So that takes us right back to Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. That my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Why? Because our people would much rather follow wickedness than follow the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High God. And he's breaking all of this down. And Esau knows this. And that's why he's putting these representatives in his music videos. Which is run by who? Who are all of the global juggernauts when it comes to the media? It's Amalek. Amalek. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. That's why they shell all this money out to our people to do all this stupidity. And as you clearly see right here, I'm not making this up. The Most High said our people are stupid. We're dumb. I'm just trying to show you. You can get mad if you want to. I'm just trying to show you what it says. All right. So now I want you to go now to 1 Thessalonians. So now we go to the New Testament. I want you to go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 22. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 22. I'm going to read this. Watch this. Abstain from all appearance of evil. Abstain from it. Get away from it. Don't deal with it. Remove yourself from it. That is an instruction. That is a commandment. That is not a suggestion. And that is what the Most High told our people, that we have to get away from these types of things. You must. You must. That's why it was in my spirit to not even watch that damn video. And I shouldn't have. It was whatever. And like I said, I didn't even get all the way through it. I didn't even need to. There was no need. And again, I recommend that you don't watch it either. It's stupid. There's bigger issues here. All right. So now I want you to go now, please, to 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14. And I want y'all to pay very close attention to this. Watch this. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. That is the promise that the Most High gave us and said, if we turn from our sin, if we do what's right, if we follow the Lord's statutes and commandments, that he will take care of us and that he's going to heal our land where we belong. And we can go back to where we belong, because we don't belong here in America. We don't belong in South America. We don't belong in Canada. We belong in Jerusalem, where we are, in the holy royal land. That is where we belong. But when you have people like Cardi B and Lil Nas X and all of these other entertainers out there that's bringing forth this disgusting, satanic, wicked agenda, that's never going to happen. It is never going to happen. And that is why the Most High said he is killing 2/3 of us Israelites and wiping us off the damn face of the earth just to bring us back and put us in fire to burn forever. We just went over that in our lesson. And now you see why. And as you see, these individuals have no regard for our own people. And for those of you that want to continue to say that Cardi B is not Israel, yes, she is. Do your research. Do your research. And even if you want to take her out of the equation, all you have to do is go back to Lil Nas X. But of course, we can't say stuff like that because, we're stupid. We don't understand the scripture. We're dumb. Okay. So now let's go to Jeremiah chapter 5. And I want you to jump down to verse 20. And I'm going to read something to you right now. And I want you to peep this. Listen close. Declare this in the house of Jacob, meaning the Israelites, and publish it in Judah. So now, so-called African Americans, us so-called Negroes. We have a responsibility. And that responsibility is bringing forth the true rich word of the Most High, the priests. We are the top tribe. And we have a responsibility to bring this out to our people. I'm reading it again. Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people. There he says it again. You fools, you foolish people. And without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me? You don't want to fear me? Saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence? Oh, so y'all niggas think y'all niggas are bold. Y'all bold, huh? Which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it. And thou, the waves thereof, toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it? So in other words, I'm the one that set the bounds of the seas. I'm the one that makes the waves of the sea go. I'm the one that do all this. So you mean to tell me that the waves can outdo me, that they can go ahead and change their pattern? Are you serious? But do you realize what the Most High said? We said, wait a minute, nigga. You mean to tell me that you are not going to fear me? Nigga, you must be crazy. You foolish, sottish people. All right, verse 23. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. That's that symbol of anarchy. All right, let's continue. Verse 24. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God, and giveth rain. That giveth rain, both the former and the latter. In his season, he reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you, like we just mentioned, where the Most High said that, guess what? If y'all keep my commandments, I'm going to heal your land. I'm going to heal it. I'm going to give you everything that you deserve for those that keep my damn commandments. But nobody wants to listen. Here you have Lil Nas X holding his damn eye so that only one eye is showing, giving his declaration and his decree to Satan. And Cardi B and all the rest of them. All right, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. How? With that stupid philosophy, the philosophy of the world, the traditions of the world, birthdays, holidays, all that nonsense. 27, as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great and waxen rich. Waxen rich. That's Esau giving all that money out to all these artists that are willing to do these horrible, disgusting things. They are waxen fat. They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of their fatherless. Fatherless. And that's why Lil Nas X sitting down there laying with a damn kissing a man. Yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things? So the Most High said, wait a second. So you think I'm not going to come handle you? You think I'm not going to come put my foot in that ass? Let's read it again. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? You nation, you nation of wicked, vile people, my people, the Israelites. A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely. You false teachers, these Israelites that like to promote the multiple wives and all those horrible things, talking about they want to rape the women, living in their lust. They're no different than these people right here. No different than Lil Nas X and Cardi B and everybody else that pumped this damn satanic agenda. And the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? So the Most High said, what you going to do in the end when I come back? And that you know for a fact that all these things that you're doing is wrong, wrong, wrong. Why? Because you have brothers that actually do bring out the truth and sisters that bring out the truth and says, hey, y'all can't do these things. You cannot be following what these damn entertainers are doing. You cannot follow what the world tells you to do. You cannot follow Chinese philosophy. You cannot follow philosophy at all. I gave you laws, statutes, and commandments to follow. But yet you won't do it, though. You won't do it because you practice the religion of me. You practice me. I'm going to do what I want to do. All right. So here you have all that. All of these scriptures just came from those little things there showing you that they know our Bible. They know what's coming. They know what's in store. And that's what this assault is all about. It is a full-on assault against you. You. Why? Because Israel, you are the children of the Most High. Why do you think all of these attacks are against us? Why? Because they know the end outcome. They know that their time is falling very, very, very short. And here they come out with this garbage. But as you can see, everything that they do is planned out because there's no way in the world how Lil Nas X video correlates with Cardi B's. It just goes to show you this is all planned and implemented. Not everything is done by design. By design. Now, why? Why this design? What's going on with this, right? So, for those of you that are not familiar with what Cardi B is saying in her Bodak Yellow, you know, what you hear blood shoes, right? She's not saying bloody shoes. She's not saying that. That is a representation of what is being said or what's being conveyed. She's not saying bloody shoes. She's saying blood issues. Blood issues. But of course, Esau is going to take what he wants to and hide it into something to say, oh, we're talking about bloody shoes. Okay, no, it's blood issues. Now, what is that blood issue? What is that blood issue? It's very simple. We're going to go to the scriptures. I want you to go to Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 3. Okay? Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 3. And you're going to see exactly what this is. Watch this. I have trodden the winepress alone. Trodden. Trodden means to walk in a certain specific way. I have trodden the winepress alone. The winepress represents blood. And of the people, there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my raiment. That's coming from the Most High. This is the blood issue. And that blood issue is that they know what this all-out assault is coming for them. And they know who it's coming from. It's coming from the Most High. It's coming from Christ. And it's coming from the angels and the 144. They know that's coming for them. That is the blood issue. So this is why they're putting all these things in their music videos and in their media and all of their social media, all their things. This blood, this blood, this blood. So now what they're saying is, okay, we know what the Most High God of Israel said, but we're going to fight against you. We're fighting back that great war. And they're saying, yo, y'all not going to trample over us. We're going to trample over you with these blood issues, the blood issues, showing that you're walking in the wine press and tracking the blood all over the earth. Because all over the earth, the Most High promised that the blood is going to be spilled of our enemies and also of the 2/3 disobedient Israelites that choose not to keep the commandments. This is deep. It goes so much deeper than what you think entertainment is. They just use entertainment to bring this out and to show the agenda and to communicate with each other. This is what they do. This is how Esau is. This is how they think. I'm trying to tell y'all better wake up. You better wake up. Again, there is absolutely no reason in the world how those two videos can correlate with each other. And those are not the only two. There's so much more. But of course, I want you to do your own research and look at this here for yourself and to train your spiritual eyes and your ears to pick up on these things. And you need to seriously watch what you're putting into your children's eyes as well. All right? You have to gauge what they're watching. You have to teach your children and show them these symbolisms. You have to let them know, like, yo, listen, this is a war. They're not too young. Children can soak things up like a sponge. And you better stop doubting your children. You better stop doubting their competence. And you better show these children and let them know, like, yo, there is an assault against you. They show it in their music videos, C7. Look into other music videos and see, look for that damn term, C7. Look for these all-seeing eyes. Look for all these things. It's all right there. They put it right in front of your face. And you have to let your children know you are separate from that. You're better than that. You're better than them. And you better start teaching your children this stuff. Not only your children, but also your fellow man, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your grandmothers, your neighbor. Start teaching them this stuff here. This is serious. This is a war. And there's only one thing that's going to happen in a war, and that's death. So which side are you on? The side that's going to live or the side that's going to die? The choice is up to you. And with that being said, Israel, I love you. I'm out.